argan moisturizing whatever sunscreen. Okay, let's try that again. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm going to be doing another episode of my Mix It Monday series because today is Monday, and when you're seeing this, hopefully, maybe not, but I've had this idea in the back of my head for a couple of days now. So last time I mixed 5 of my favorite foundations for my last episode, which was kind of a Mix It Monday, get ready with me, lots of new stuff kind of thing. I will try to remember to link that up above if I can. I just picked up the newest Wet n Wild foundation, and I think I got the second lightest shade, so this is the fair one. And I wore this yesterday, or maybe it was the day before, and I quite like it actually, and it has actually pretty decent coverage for a tinted moisturizer. So I thought I would mix that with these are all tinted moisturizer or tinted, like, you know, like light coverage supposedly moisturizer. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but anyway, so I'm going to mix that with the Urban Decay Stay Naked Hydromaniac, which I have a review on that, and the Pretty Fresh Tinted Moisturizer, and I think I have a review on this as well. And then also the NARS Pure Radiant Tinted Moisturizer. Now, if you're familiar with this product at all, I like this product quite a bit. It says it's a tinted moisturizer. Okay, it's very tinted. There's really good coverage in this. And then I am also going to mix in, this is new, this is from Revolution, this is the Super Dewy Skin Tint Tinted Moisturizer. But I thought, well, I'm just going to mix 5 various tinted moisturizer type products, see what I come up with, and see if it's any good or if it's just, you know, this may be more effort than it's worth. So I'm just going to set those there. I'm going to grab a little like thing to put all of this in because I'm going to have way too much like foundation or tinted moisturizer if I mix like a single pump or a single squeeze or whatever of these products together. That's going to be a lot of foundation. So I want to, you know, in case it turns out good, I want to save it. So let me do that and put some sunscreen on, and I will be right back. All right, so I've got my sunscreen on. I use the Josie Maran. I either use this or the CeraVe one, but since the CeraVe one is tinted, I thought I'm going to use something that's not tinted, just, you know, to be fair, I guess, as far as like how much coverage am I going to get out of this little mixing session I'm about to do. Before I go too much further, I wanted to welcome anybody that's new. Hi, if you haven't been here before, my name is Amy. If you've been here before, thanks for coming back. So I've got my little container. This is the kind of thing that I used before when I mixed my stuff. And I'm just going to take like pumps of each of these, or squeezes if it's in a squeeze tube. So let's go ahead and start with the Revolution one, and we'll just take let's take 2 pumps of that. And this is quite a thick type of foundation. I may, you know, depending on how I don't know, I'm gonna wear it some more and see what I think about it, and then decide if I want to review it or just say y'all can skip it or whatever. So now I'm going to take the Urban Decay and I'm just going to take a little squeeze of that. I'm just trying to get these relatively equal. I'm not a machine, so, you know, I don't know how equal they are. If you decide to buy the Wet n Wild one, this one is really inexpensive. It's like $5 or something. And you get not quite a fluid ounce, but the first time I wore it, I squeezed out like enough for 4 people on the back of my hand. So just be aware of that and go easy, because you will definitely get too much out and be wasting product. So we're going to take a little squeezy of that, and let's see what's next. Let's do the ColourPop tinted moisturizer, and I'm probably going to do 2 pumps of this. Yep, 2 pumps of that. And last but not least, maybe I should shake this up, I haven't used this in a while. Last but not least is the NARS Pure Radiant Tinted Moisturizer. we're going to take a little squeezy of that. So that's a like a crap ton of foundation. I am not going to need that. I'm going to take a brush and use the end of it, and I'm just going to mix all of these together to the best of my ability. So while I'm doing that, I will tell you what I have on my eyes today. I have the ColourPop Baroque palette. I wear this a lot. I wear this way more than I thought I would for kind of a cool toned grayish type of palette, because that's not usually, I don't know, that's not usually the colors that I gravitate towards, but for whatever reason I always really like the look that I come up with when I use this palette. So definitely one of those palettes that I would recommend, and probably one of my more favorite palettes that I've picked up in the last few months. So I am going to be applying this with my Sonia Kashuk brush, and then I have a sponge at the ready as usual to go over it, to just kind of press it into my skin, lift up any excess, that kind of thing. All right, so I've got this pretty well mixed, I think, and that's what's on the end of my brush, so let's just start with that and see what we get. I got a little sun last weekend because lo and behold it was really sunny for about a week and a half here in Seattle, and I kind of feel like when I went out and about that people didn't know quite what the fuck to do with themselves with the sunshine and almost 70 degrees and stuff. It's like people lose their minds a little bit here when it turns nice. Of course that didn't last, so you know it's rainy and cloudy now, but we needed it. So enough about the weather. Who cares about the weather, right? It's gonna do what it's gonna do. So the color seems okay. My point was that I got a little bit of sun because I worked outside a lot on my yard, which is overgrown. Let's just put it that way. It's definitely overgrown. I've waited a little bit too long this spring to get started, but that's all right. I remembered to wear sunscreen on my face, but forgot to on my shoulders, and I wore a tank top, and I'm an idiot. Please don't do that. Don't do what I did. Wear your sunscreen, ladies and gents, because never mind the sort of aesthetic side effects of getting too much sun later down the road. I mean, I'm not talking about the pretty glow that we get when we get some sun, but the freckles and skin damage and potential skin cancer. Nobody wants that. So I am taking, a little bit more just to kind of build this up. I don't really need to build it up, I think, mostly because it's got that NARS in it, and that has, like I mentioned before, some pretty decent coverage. But I've really been into these sort of tinted moisturizer, medium or low medium coverage type things lately. I mean, I'm not a big full coverage kind of girl. I'm really not. But every so often I want something like that. But generally I like a high medium to high medium, buildable type of foundation. And I like a satin finish or a natural finish. I'm not real big on super matte stuff. I'm not real big on the like extra super glowy, especially if it looks like it's got not glitter, but like pearl in it, like reflective like that. Like I think it's the It Cosmetics, one of the CC creams. I don't know. I hate that foundation. I hate that look. To me, it just emphasizes texture. It emphasizes lines. I just don't like it on me. But your mileage may vary. If that's your favorite, that's awesome. It's a lot of people's favorites. So that was effortless. I feel like the color's good. I'm not, I'm wearing a tank top and I'm not trying to exactly match my body. I'm just trying to even things out. And I always pull it down my neck a little because I do get a little red under my chin, and my chest is always red. That's just how it is. It's always been that way. So, which is always fun because people are like, "Oh, you got some sun." I'm like, "No, I've had that my whole life. It's just where I am naturally flushed." So I should have zoomed you guys in. What the hell is the matter with me? Well, hang on and I will do that. Okay, I feel like I don't have all my lights on, but I know I do, so I don't know. Anyway, that's basically what it looks like. Hopefully you can see. I think it looks really nice. It's definitely, I would say, a medium coverage because I can still see things poking through, like especially on my nose. That's where I have the most like freckles and things like that, or whatever you want to call them. So I don't personally love that on me. I think it's so cute on other people, but on me, I just feel like it looks like I forgot to put foundation on my nose. But I think that's real nice. I'm not even sure I need to go over it with a sponge. But let's go ahead and do just a very light around my troublesome areas, which my nose and my mouth, and not beat a dead horse here. So I think that looks really pretty. I'm quite pleased with that. I'm more pleased with that than the one I did last week where I mixed 5 of my favorite foundations. It was okay. I didn't hate it or anything, but it was quite heavy, and it was just, it was probably more user error. Like I put too much on. So don't do that. Don't do what I did. You don't have to do this at all. This is just for fun. I like doing this kind of shit. I think because I'm not going anywhere today, I'm gonna go ahead and jump off camera and finish off my makeup, and just kind of keep it pretty simple, I think, because like I say, I'm not going anywhere. I'm gonna try to get some sewing done today and some chores around the house and stuff. So although I like full glam and everything, I don't necessarily need that to sew things and vacuum. But I do have some new lashes that I want to try that I picked up at Walmart where I picked up the Wet n Wild. And I love going to Sally's and Ulta and those places to buy lashes. I really do. But Walmart has an awesome selection. I mean, they really do. They've got Kiss lashes, which Ulta doesn't, at least the one that's close to me, doesn't usually have like the full range. They have Ardell. They have their own brand. I think this is their own brand, the Salon Perfect brand. So I picked these up because I thought these were really pretty. And I don't know, I wanted to try those and see what they look like. So I need to trim those up a little bit and give those a whirl, and I'll let you know how that goes. But I thought that would be fun to do today too. And so, okay, I'm going to do that. I'm going to jump off, do the rest of my makeup. I'll come back and we'll kind of see where we're at, and I'll let you know, what I put on my face and stuff. All right, I will be right back. All right, so I feel like these lashes are very pretty. They're quite long, and I should have cut them a little bit more, and I will do that before I wear these again. But they're quite comfy. The band is black, but it's nice and flexible, so I like that. I like Salon Perfect lashes in general. I have a few pairs, and I've bought them before. And normally I would go in and kind of fill in between my natural lashes with a eyeliner, but I can't fucking find it. So, whatever. Like I say, we're not going anywhere. I'm not going anywhere. So that's life. So for the rest of my face, I did powder in my T-zone. I didn't really powder the rest of it just because, I don't know, I just didn't feel like having that sort of powdery look to it. And that's kind of, not really the point when you wear a tinted moisturizer kind of thing. You're kind of going for a little bit more of a glowy, natural type of look. And I always think, oh, I'm going to do my eyes really natural for this Mix It Monday or this foundation review because it's not about the eyeshadow or whatever. But clearly that didn't happen, although it's not colorful for a change, but it is, a little on the dramatic side, but that's okay. I did use I think I mentioned this, I used the ColourPop Baroque palette, and let's see if I can get this bad boy open, and that's what she looks like. Super pretty palette. I really like this palette. So I just used my Bare Minerals to powder in my T-zone. I went in with some bronzer, the Fenty Cream Bronzer in Butter Biscuit, the usual thing. For my blush, I went in with the Rare Beauty blush, which I haven't used this in a while, and I have the shade Bliss, and this is one of the matte ones. They do have more like satiny, dewy type finish ones, but I don't have any of those. Anyway, it's a pretty color. For my highlight, I just went like old school, old school. So this is the ambient lighting palette. You can see that my middle shade is almost gone, and partly that's because I dropped it and it broke. Of course, it would be the one that I use the most that broke. But I still use this. I mean, I like this palette. And when I run out of that middle shade, like totally, I will probably buy another one. I wish you could get that middle shade, which is incandescent light, all by itself. But as far as I know, you can't, which I think is ridiculous, because I don't want to spend $65 or whatever this is for the shade in the middle, which is what I would be doing. Whatever, I don't know. I guess they have a method to their madness. I'm kind of annoyed by that kind of shit, though. And then I have the NYX. This is Milky Gloss in, I think this is Cookies and Cream? Cookies and Milk. Pretty neutral color. For the foundation mixture of the Revolution Super Dewy, the Wet n Wild Tinted Moisturizer, the NARS Pure Radiant Tinted Moisturizer, the Urban Decay Hydromaniac, and the ColourPop Pretty Fresh Tinted Moisturizer. So those are the five that I use today, and it's a nice mixture. And I've got plenty here in my little container for another day or two. I think maybe even more than that. I hope I continue to like this over the course of the day. I'll keep an eye on it. I'll let you know if anything goes really south, and if it turns out great, then I'll let you know that too. In general, I think this is really pretty. I think it's a nice, light medium coverage. I can still see plenty of things coming through, but it definitely evened out my skin some, so I appreciate that. I think that's everything that I really need to say about this. It's fun to mix things that are kind of similar and have similar qualities and stuff, just to see what happens, because they all have a little bit different coverage and undertones and things like that. So I kind of like doing stuff like that. I'm thinking about doing one where I pick like some of my more matte foundations, or like satin matte foundations, and mixing those together, see what happens. That may be coming up in a future Mix It Monday. This week I am hoping to get my Sephora VIB sale stuff, and I didn't buy anything super exotic this time around. Mostly I replenished things that I am close to being out of, or that I knew that I would be out of well before the next sale. And so I'm waiting for those things. I'll probably share that when I get that stuff. But I ordered a few foundations, and so I'm really excited about trying some of those. There were some new ones, and so that I wanted to try the new ones. And then I think there's one in there that's not necessarily new, but I haven't personally tried it. I think it's the Natasha Denona Foundation X foundation, so that's not new at all, but it will be new to me. So I thought I'll get that, and I've heard good things about it. I'll share with you my experience, and we'll see what happens. So definitely come back, be looking for those foundation reviews coming up. Another thing that I picked up recently was the newest Be Perfect palette, and I have, hang on, let me grab my other one real quick. So I have, and I've done looks with this, and I've used this multiple times on my channel. I have a review of it. So I have the Carnival 3 palette, and I quite like this palette. And so when they came out with I think it's called the Manifest Dreams palette, I thought, I think I'm going to try that. And I'm hoping that there are enough different colors in it from this one, which, frankly is a little bit hard to believe, because this feels like it's got every color in it. I mean, it looks like it has every color in it. And I enjoy this palette, so I'm kind of excited about getting that. I ordered it from the US warehouse, and so I'm hoping that it'll get here in a week or so. We'll see what happens. All right, I think that's going to do it, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope that you will give this video a like if you enjoyed it while you were watching it, or if you, in general, like the kind of content that I do, a little bit more dramatic eye looks and lots of foundation testings and mixings and things like that, specifically for somebody that's maybe a little bit more mature. I personally am 51, almost 52, and so things sit a little bit differently on my skin than they do somebody that's younger. And yeah, if you like that kind of content, I encourage you to subscribe. And if you've already subscribed, thank you so much. And until my next video, guys, bye.